Hello and welcome to this video. This is Alex DL2XF Foxtrot, and what you just heard was a telegram sent by the Swedish very low frequency transmitter SAQ on July 2nd, 2025. They celebrated their centennial anniversary that day. This was the afternoon telegram they sent at 1 p.m. And I did the easy thing and used digital demodulation by the software provided by Sierra Mike 6 Lima Kilo Mike. And this is what I did a couple of times before. You can see this in an older video here on my channel. I'm using a loop antenna, and here you have a picture of this antenna. So it's basically a wooden frame placed on top of a tripod at a place in my garden where there is less interference by man-made QRM. And here are some technical details of this antenna. So the diagonal is about 1 meter, there are 44 turns, and I get about 2.8 millihenry of inductance with a loss resistance of about 3 ohm. So this will give me a Q factor of about 100 at the 17.2 kHz, and I need about 31 nanofarad of loading capacitance to bring it into resonance at 17.2 kHz. The signal is then guided through a symmetric low pass that rejects any kind of higher frequencies like coming from medium wave or short wave broadcast stations. And there are also 2 resistors that prevent any kind of electrostatic charging of the input leads of the instrumentation amplifier. And the variable resistor here, the potentiometer, sets the gain of this instrumentation amplifier. Power supply is provided through batteries, and this method is quite convenient to avoid any kind of humming signals entering the system. The output then is fed into a laptop sound card, and the software is doing the rest of the work. Here's a picture of all the stuff that is connected with the loop. So we have the capacitors here. These are switchable to change the frequency if I wish to receive something else than just SAQ. We have the integrated circuit here that holds the differential amplifier, the potentiometer to set the gain, the batteries, the output cable. And I know that this looks a bit like a laboratory setup, but it's doing its job, so it's working fine. And let's call all the stuff here the front end. This was the state of the art until the end of last year, when we last heard SAQ on the air on Christmas morning. But for 2025, I definitely wanted to try out something new. I wanted to try a reception of SAQ by purely analog means. And I came up with the idea to use an old-fashioned envelope detector, so basically just a germanium diode. And for this purpose, I would need a beat frequency oscillator. An oscillator that provides a signal close enough to the SAQ frequency to get a difference in the audible range. And when looking at all the equipment stuffed at my place here, I looked at an old-fashioned cathode ray tube TV set, and I thought, wait a moment, so there's a device in it called a flyback transformer, and this operates at a frequency of 15.625 kHz, at least in Europe it does, and this would give a difference of 1.575 kHz to SAQ, so perfectly audible. And the really nice point about this idea is that you don't have to worry about how to couple in the BFO signal into the signal path. You just have to place the TV set at some distance to the antenna, and the signal will find its way due to the stray radiation coming from the TV set. Details of the setup can be seen here. So we have the TV set basically connected to nothing, and we have the demodulator stage with the germanium diode, ohmic load resistor, loading capacitor, and outcoupling capacitor. And then there's this strange rectangular box, so this shall depict my audio recorder, which also serves as an audio preamplifier. This preamplifier has 3 purposes. At first, it raises the signal level so that it can overcome the threshold voltage of the diode. Secondly, it prevents any influence of the demodulator stage's load on the raw signal, which I also want to record as pristine as possible. And thirdly, it amplifies the demodulated output once again via the second stereo channel. Both the raw signal and the digital output are recorded by this device, but I also plug in the output into an audio amplifier. In this case, it's just an old-fashioned tube radio, and I take the raw signal and feed it into my laptop to get a visual impression of the spectrum. but the laptop is not doing any kind of digital signal processing otherwise in real time. Here you can see how the setup looks in reality. So we have the laptop on the left hand side, the BFO in the middle, and the tube radio which serves as the audio amplifier on the right. This is, by the way, an Oberon, manufactured in Eastern Germany in the 60s. Here you can see the demodulator stage on the left and the audio recorder on the right. And we can further zoom in into the demodulator stage. So again, it's this kind of messy laboratory setup that I like to produce to quickly check if these ideas work in reality before putting them in any kind of fancy housings. And this picture shows us the laptop screen, so you can see the spectrum of the raw signal. You see the huge line coming from the BFO at 15.625 kHz, and at 17.2 kHz you see the nice CV dots and dashes from SAQ. So we can see 100 here. The view runs top down. That means the new signs which are transmitted are displayed on top of the screen. Now I want to give you an example what the actual demodulated signal sounds like. And for this I chose again the beginning of the afternoon telegram from SAQ on July 2nd. And we hear again the same section as in the beginning of this video, but now recorded from the demodulator stage. To be honest, I applied the digital equalizer and declick and decrackle filter just to spare you some of the most annoying disturbances. In case you missed the 1.575 kHz tone, here's just another version with more digital noise filtering, which makes it easier to detect the actual modulation. Okay, there was now way more digital processing working on the signal than I had originally intended to use. You may ask now, was it actually possible to hear SAQ at all, in real time in the field with the tube radio? And yes, it was. And I will show you the proof in a couple of seconds. And you can also hear what happens when I switch off the TV. So the BFO is necessary to demodulate the signal. So that's it. I hope I could convince you that it is possible to receive SAQ with the help of a TV set. And on a side note, the 2nd of July was, until then at least, the hottest day in 2025 at my place. So here you can see the temperature is already approaching 37 degrees. We went over 38 that day in the afternoon. And well, the best you can do is sit down, have a cool drink and enjoy your radio. I want to thank the SAQ team in Grimeton for their outstanding work, that they still keep the old machine running. I want to thank Sierra Mike 6 Lima Kilo Mike for the SAQ RX software and Delta Lima 4 Yankee Hotel Fox for the Spectrum Lab software. So hope to see you again on this channel 73 from Delta Lima 2 X-Ray Foxtrot.